Yeah, so I mean, something obviously, I've seen a lot as a topic of conversation is, the Ducks are sitting at, correct me if I'm wrong. I think we're at 92 scholarship players right now. Got to get down to that 85 threshold. I don't, I'm not necessarily looking for like exact names per se, just because, we never really know for certainty. There's not a lot of certainty in college football, but like what position groups, in your opinion, do you think that we're going to see some players hit in the spring portal? Because obviously, with all the additions that come in, we're gonna have to see some of like the healthy subtractions to kind of hit that threshold. So where do you think you could see that happening?
I think the two positions that come to mind for me probably are cornerback and wide receiver. Just because there are so many bodies at both of those positions, and some of them, like I was just talking about, they've been around for a little bit, and we really haven't seen too much of them. So I think it opens an interesting conversation because you have to get down to the roster limit, obviously, like you were talking about, Derek. But it also kind of makes me think like I wonder if this is like another benefit or like some kind of other layer that we see with NIL. Like, are there maybe players, not just at Oregon, but anywhere that maybe aren't playing very much, but hey, they're getting, a little bit thrown their way and they like where they're going to school. They have their friends out there. And I feel like that's maybe not the best thing because it's like, you come to play college football, but it's just there's so much going on in the sport right now. Is I wonder how many guys are like, hey, I'm cool being a practice player. I think about like Blue Mountain State, if people ever saw that show, something like that. But probably not happening too much at a place like Oregon, I'd imagine.
Yeah, well, we've talked about that too before, and like you brought up Ty Thompson. We're like Ty's gone after this year if he's not the starter, and then bringing in other quarterbacks, of course, and he knew he wasn't going to start. He left, but we've seen Oregon hold on to other quarterbacks before who never started, but they were always that like just I like where I'm at. I'm happy. I love the team. I love the school, and that was what Ty was. I love Ty. I wish him the best in the world. But that's it. Yeah, I wonder if that's going to happen. You're going to see that with some of these players. Maybe they're just going, I'm in a good spot here. This is cool. Maybe they were a low 3-star, got picked up, and they're just like, hey, I'm making some money. I like where I'm at. Smooth ride, basically. Maybe. Yeah, I hope not. Obviously, you want to see everyone compete, but there's going to be a few of those, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I just feel like there's even like I don't know, when you just think about competing and just the landscape of the game, like there's so much going on with the portal. I know one of the huge topics that has been circulating over the weekend was the guys that tried to jump Cam Newton at a 7-on-7 tournament. Like that was blowing up. I just feel like there's a fine line that needs to be drawn between those who really want to compete and those who are just there for the hype. So that was kind of just something that's been on my mind a little bit because I do go out to these 7-on-7 tournaments, and to see a guy like Cam Newton, who's, his career maybe didn't go the way he expected it to go. Certainly on the tail end, kind of got brought in, like, when he's on the Patriots, I think, obviously that wasn't the ideal situation, but like, he's incredibly accomplished and he's doing what he can to give back to these kids, the game, the community, pour into them. And that's the thanks that he's getting. That's kind of one of those stories that just makes your stomach churn a little bit, and it kind of makes you scratch your head, like, where are we at in the high school football part of things? Because obviously that's a big part of their development.
Yeah, exactly.